Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your online class. And how have you been this morning, everyone? Well, this lesson this morning you are going to study the lesson one on the module four, science. Okay. Why do we love science fiction? Okay. So before moving to our lesson today, teacher would like you to okay review some of the lesson that you have learned yesterday, everyone. So yesterday you have learned about the chapter preview. So we go back and we review about module 4 vocabulary. You have learned like about nuclear, like mankind, progress, threaten, like socialize, take over, face, concept, right? And then you have learned some of the meaning with this what does it mean science fiction, and also about the grammar. You will learn about the past voice, but teacher just explain you not too thoroughly. Okay. And the last one, you have watched the video here. You just scan the QR code and you can watch the video. Anyway, everyone, we now we move to our new lesson. In our lesson, the lesson one science fiction, you will be able to talk about the genre of science fiction, and then you can describe what makes a science fiction story interesting. This is some vocabulary that you have to learn in this lesson. And today you can move your turn the book on page 52 and 53. Well, on that page you will see about the title, Why Do We Love Science Fiction, the authentic text. So before you go through to the reading, we have some comprehension question. So we can say while you are reading, you have to recognize some part in order to complete or choose the paragraph match to the title here. So the first of all, we have a big box of withdrawal. Number two, we have scary and funny. Number three, science fiction as education. And number four, we can't wait for the future. So these are the subtitle, and when you read the text or when you hear from the text, you have to decide a big box of feature. It is fall into paragraph number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. Okay. And the next task, while you are reading to this news, you have to respond to these 8 questions. So you have to circle 5 statements below that are true according to the information in the reading. There are 4 paragraphs in the reading, so we have 8 questions, so you have to choose only 5 which is true to the statement. Those who are not relevant, so you don't need to care about. Okay, let's go to our authentic reading together, everyone. So before moving to this reading, teacher would like to play the listening for you a little bit, and after that teacher will explain you paragraph by paragraph. So take time, everyone. Let's go.
Track 15.
Why Do We Love Science Fiction? By Ali Martin. People enjoy science fiction. Of the all-time top 3 box office movies worldwide, at least 2 can be put into that category. Avatar, number 1, and Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, number 3. Science fiction is popular because it focuses on fascinating topics such as science and relates to many people's greatest hopes and fears. Human beings love to learn about how the world works. Good science fiction not only entertains us, but also teaches us about scientific concepts. Jules Verne, the 19th century French novelist, has been called the father of science fiction. In 1870, he wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a novel about exploring the ocean in a submarine. At that time, submarines were a new invention. His book was praised by critics and interested the public in sea exploration. It even inspired the development of new, improved submarines. We also love science fiction because it allows us to imagine all the exciting things that could happen someday. In the Star Wars series, space travel has progressed to an incredible level. Humans easily fly from planet to planet, and they socialize with aliens as if it were no big deal. What little kid hasn't dreamed about that? In these adventure stories, people use science to influence the future of mankind, in a good way. But science can be really frightening too. At some point, most of us worry about nuclear weapons, aliens who take over Earth, or robots that rebel against the humans who invented them. In the classic film Terminator, for instance, technology gets out of control. A computer system begins to think for itself, and it threatens to destroy mankind with nuclear bombs. But a couple of heroes manage to save us all. Stories like this are terrifying and comforting at the same time. They help us to face our biggest fears and imagine how to defeat them.
Okay, so everyone, after you have heard from this listening, so teacher would like you to move to the next slide and will explain you like this, everyone. So the paragraph number one, like people enjoy like science fiction, and all like the time the top three boxes of which movie worldwide at least two can be put into that category, like Avatar number one and Star Wars episode 7 The Force Awakens number 3. Science fiction is popular because it focuses on fascinating topics such as science and relates to many people's greatest hope and fears. So, yep. In the first paragraph, they just want to talk about the title or the famous with the science fiction story and how is it relate to the people hope and fear, right? So when you watch those movie, yep, you just feel imagine that you are not in the earth at all, perhaps you are in the another planet, right? So in the paragraph number 2 they have described about about the concept of scientifics from who? From Jules Verne, right? So the 19th century French novelist, he has been called the father of science fiction. In 1870, he wrote 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a novel about exploring the ocean in the submarine. At the time, submarines were a new invention. His book was praised by critics and interested in public in sea exploration. It even inspired the development of new improvement submarine. So you learn like about a submarine, like a boat that travels underwater, and alien, and like a living thing from other planet, right? So we go to paragraph number 3 and paragraph number 4. So we also love science fiction because of it allows us to imagine that all the exciting thing that could happen someday. In Star Wars series, space travel has progressed to an incredible level. Humans easily fly from planet to planet and they socialize with alien else. It was no big deal. So when you say no big deal, meaning that it is a colloquial expression, meaning not important. So maybe you get socialized with alien as a friend. What little kid hasn't dreamed about that? In this adventure story, people use science to influence the future of mankind in a good way. So the paragraph number four, like, but science can be really frightening too. At some point, most of us worry about nuclear weapon, alien who take over Earth, or robot, okay, that rebel against the human who invented them. In a classic film like Terminator, for example, technology got out of control. A computer system began to think for itself and it threatened to destroy mankind with nuclear bomb. But a couple of heroes managed to save us all. Stories like this are terrifying and comforting at the same time. They help us to face our biggest fear and imagine how to defeat them. Okay, so after you see and hear from this authentic text, so to go back to the question, so can you respond with this? So choose the best title for each paragraph. A big box of fish draw, scary but fun, science fiction and education. We can't wait for the future. So what do you think about the first one, a big box of fish draw? It's gonna be the paragraph number 1, number 2, 3 or 4. Paragraph number 1, right? Because of paragraph number 1 they mentioned about the top 3 movie like Avatar. Okay, and a big box of fish draw here just type of movie because of they have mentioned like the top 3 and 2 maybe drop into a big box of fish, right? And scary but fun, it is number 2, scary but fun. And number 3, science fiction as education, paragraph number 4, right? And the last one, we can wait for the future, paragraph number 3. Check your answer again, everyone, about the five true statement after you read the text. So some of most popular movie of all time are science fiction movie. Do you think that is it true based on the information that you have read above? So the answer is yes, it's true. What about the number 2? Is it true? Jules Verne, was an author who lived in 18th. So, yep. Number 3, 2000 Leagues Under the Sea. The sea was written before submarines were invented. No. True or false, everyone? Number 4, Verne book did not receive good review. Number 5, some science fiction help us imagine a future that is better than the present. Number 6, the Star Wars series was about the future that many kids dream about. And number 7, the movie Terminator is about a robot rebellion. So, yep, the true statement number 1, number 2, number 5, and number 7. Okay, so because of the time, everyone, so thank you so much and see you again in the second section.